Speaking of ex-cons and felons, Young Thug was released last week from jail after pleading guilty to charges, trumped up charges, but charges that he had while he was facing a RICO case that had him and his whole YSL. Now I might as well call them a gang. YSL label were all locked up behind bars on a big grand RICO case, and Young Thug pleaded guilty after the case started losing steam and started unraveling because the prosecution just fumbled the ball massively. And instead of just having to deal with it any longer, after being in jail for about 2.5 years, Thug said enough was enough, and he went ahead and pleaded guilty. But that plea allowed him to be released on their time served after serving 2.5 years of jail. He avoided prison time by receiving 15 years probation. And 5 years sentence of jail time, and he did half of that, so that was time served. And then he's on probation. He can't come back to the city of Atlanta. He's banned, but he has to come back to do charitable concerts. So they basically letting him run out on the leash until he makes a mistake. If he so happens to make a mistake, which is very, very simple, he can just be around felons. He could be around firearms. There's a number of things that he cannot do as a probationary prisoner. That possibly can land him back in jail for another 20 years. So if Young Thug messes up, slips up, he can be going to jail for 20 years. No questions asked. So why is he getting out of jail and hooking up with another felon who also so happened to change his life around? The King of the South, Tip, who also just won a $70 million lawsuit about baby dolls that was copying his daughters and whatnot. But why would Young Thug get out of jail and run straight to T.I. and get on his live saying I'm back? But this is what he did. And not that it's a bad thing, but it's just kind of
back. Back, Jack.
I'm back, Jack.
Hey, man, what you got to tell these people? Back. Back, Jack.
You feel me?
You did.
Hey, man, ain't no motherfucker, ain't no cap in it.
No cap in my right.
You feel what I'm saying?
The right way.
It's time.
The right way, bro.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right way.
Yeah, that way.
Yeah.
And go tell that.
Yeah, so T.I. said that he was retired. He said he ain't doing no more shows, but I guess since Thug is back out of jail, T.I. say now he came back from retirement. He gonna drop I guess some new music with Young Thug and maybe do a concert to support Thug's exit out of the system. Not necessarily out of the system, but out of the facility of jail. But he's still in the system very much so because he's on probation for 15 years. So he has to stay. He has to fly right, fly straight, because anything can happen. And a slip up can very, very, very easily happen and end him 20 years back behind bars. But what was Thug talking about when he tweeted to Wham that they need to drop some music that the rats will like or won't like? And who the hell is Peter? What the hell is Thug talking about on his Twitter? And why would he say these things on his Twitter as soon as he gets out? Not that he said anything that was wrong, but these things can be interpreted kind of weird because we don't know what he's talking about. But in case y'all didn't know, my boy said, Wham, let's drop one on these rats, Peter. And so people are speculating whether or not Thug is okay with Gunna. You know, he also, when he got out, he said that he wanted to make sure that Sergio Kitchens, aka Gunna, was an artist that he can perform, make music, and create with. So it's kind of weird. But I'm gonna tell y'all straight up, you know what I'm saying? I heard from the grapevine that them boys is in cahoots. Everything is all good. Everything good in the hood. Gunna is a signed artist to YSL, and Gunna is making thug money on music. Matter of fact, they seized and froze Thug's assets. So without Gunna going out there and making, making the bread, out there making that bread and putting that butter on that bread, Thug wouldn't have had too much to come home to. He had a lot of his assets frozen. And also information about Young Thug is that Drake, our favorite neighborhood Drake, popped up on Young Thug about 2 hours or about a day after he got out and pulled up on him with a whole million. A milli. Yeah, they said Drake flew to Young Thug 2 hours after he was released from jail and gave him $1 million. $1 million. That ain't nothing, man. Thug gave Gucci Man about 100,000 when he got out. So them boys take care of each other, man. I mean, I'm happy for him. Shout out to Thug. Shout out to Drake. That's some real shit. I could celebrate that. But you run to Atlanta when you need a check balance. You ain't a fucking colleague. You're a fucking colonizer. Nah, I'm joking or whatever, man. Bad jokes. Yeah, man, I hope there's been rumors that Drake and Future had squashed their beef. I don't necessarily believe it. It's actually not really true. But who knows what's going to happen now that Young Thug is out. They saying Thug going to get between Future and Drake and make it right again. And then they all going to be mad at Kendrick Lamar because he gonna be at the Super Bowl saying they not like us. They not like us. So it's getting wild in music, and I don't expect it to get no normal. I don't think no normalcy will be coming anytime soon. Shout out to Mads, man. The beautiful Mad Hatter is in the building, man. Checking in on the Twitch. I appreciate it. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Appreciate you showing love, man. Checking in. Right when we started talking about Drake. Ain't that something? We wasn't talking about T-Pain, but, Drake, T-Pain, they about the same, ain't they? Bad jokes, man. Bad jokes. I've been all right, working, dropping this content. We got jobs where we throwing boxes around and stuff like that. But I got about four, five jobs. About 4, 5 jobs. Ain't counting. But, I ain't telling nobody. I ain't telling nobody else. All right, so what else we got? We can actually come back to some of this stuff on part 2. But in the meantime, in between time, man, it was a lot to talk about. I ain't gonna lie. It was a lot to talk about. All right, so this is the last topic